Hey everyone, it is time to play with cards, and we are going to create some fun fall cards. I mean, you can use them for whatever because you can change your sentiment out, but I pretty much made these birthday. So we're gonna see where this takes us. As you can see, I've got lots of stamps to play with. I did use this double fence on this stamp set, The Good Life, and I'm hoping that you received it, because if not, it has been retired already. So unfortunately, I can't order any more. So I'm hoping it's in your stash or you'll have something that works. Then this one is also The Good Life card making. Now it does have a fence, real similar. I think it's a little bit bigger. So it's a fun card to use. We created a couple cards using this. Then of course, this is all the best wishes from the campaign going on, and we're using the happy birthday. Then of course we have design elements. It's just a standard background stamp that I've used the heck out of it, and you're going to see it continue. And we're going to start with this Harvest Blessing. I really liked this stamp set. I thought it had a lot to offer, and I thought, oh, it'll be fun to create a card using this stamp set. So, and I think I actually made 2 cards, so we'll see where it takes us today. So these are our little pieces that you're going to need for your card. So the first one measures 4 by 2. This should be the same. Nope, 4 by 3, 1 3/4. So 4 by 2, 4 by 1 3/4. This piece is 1 by 4, and then this piece is an accent piece, and we are using a Harbor, and that is a 1 by 4. Then you have a, oh, you're gonna love this one. So it looks like 3 5/8 by 2 5/8. Sorry. This one and that's Harbor. This, of course, is Mist. And this one is just a bit shy of, so I'd say this is 3 7/16 by 2 7/16. And then we'll get back to a 2 1/2 by 3 1/2, or 3 1/4, excuse me. Oh, 2 1/4 by 3 1/4. That would not fit on there. Okay. So let's build our card. So, sorry, I didn't have any card bases up here. Of course, I always use our standard basic card value pack. And just always pay attention, even though there's a score mark in there, and it's a good size score mark, make sure your edges match. Sometimes, I noticed this last batch, they seem to be just a smidge wonky. Just so you have a nice crisp card. Okay. So this is a really easy, and this is one of our new patterns out of our pattern book. So it's going to go like this. And I'm not going to assemble. I'm just going to show you the finished product, give or take. Kind of doctoring my voice, and I'm hoping it'll stay while I get through all these videos. Okay. And then you're going to, so that lays on there a lot straighter than what you see there. And then you're going to dovetail, make sure I get the right scissors. Just kind of figure out where the middle is. And then just, is it easier for me to do it that way? Can you see better? And just kind of match them up so that falls off. On a good day, it falls off. There we go. And we'll just do the other side. And I'm only doing it on the light side so you guys can see a little better. Hopefully you can see a little better. Now you can always do my tried and true method, which is pinching it and figure out where the center is. But you guys have done this enough, you know how that goes. Okay, so there's our dovetail. Dovetail, yeah. Okay, so we are going to take this cattail stamp, and let me put it on a block. I have definitely used it, so I don't have to worry about that. I don't have to season it. And I'm going to take that actually looks like mist ink, but I'm going to double check that with a piece of scratch paper. I'm going to do it off on the side so you guys can. That's exactly what it was. So we're going to walk this across our ink pad lightly. And we are going to come up a little bit because I'm putting a sentiment at the bottom. And probably the best case scenario is we probably should have done the sentiment first. But this will work. I really do need a piece of scratch paper. This will be better on my work surface, yeah. Okay. I know that's hard to see, but for what I'm going to do next. And then I'm going to take the sentiment off of here, the gratitude one. And I'm going to put it on a block. And I'm actually going to do this one in Harbor because I want that really, I want the sentiment to be bold. So just like that, we have that ready to go. So nothing wrong with that. And then I'm going to take my toffee blending brush and I should have dug it out earlier. And there's still enough color that I don't think I need to do too much more with it. I'm just going in circular motions. I didn't put any fresh ink on here. But you get the look of that, and that's all we want. We want that soft little look. And then of course, that is going to be mounted with these two pieces and put here. So let me show you. Move everything out of the way here. Let me show you the card in all its wisdom done. Now remember, this one I kind of got heavy-handed and did it a little strong, but that ink is going to absorb into that cardstock, so it will get lighter in time. And then I just used some gray dots that just give that card a nice little punch. Okay, so there's our first card. Okay, so let's stay with this, and let me find something to clean my stamps so that I have them ready to go on their carrier sheet. And it just makes it easier because I'm not using the cattails again, and I'm not using the gratitude again. Now, if you knew you were going to do that, you'd want to just keep them on your block. You might want to clean them so that they don't, you don't cross your inks by accident. So, okay, so we have that. So the other thing that I really liked about this stamp set is I really liked this wheat, and I thought it was very, very cool. And I wanted to use it in a card and not just standing up by itself. I wanted to have it be a little bit more dramatic, I guess, for lack of a better word. But you definitely can do however you want. So let's show. So I die cut, and you can do these off of your Cricut by all means, where you can just get multiples. But the key here is to get my scratch paper back. On this card, we are going to want to line them up so they're pretty much touching. And that's kind of going to be, well, it's not going to kind of, it is our focal point of this card. Okay? So you need the wheat chaff here. And I just want to see how that falls. Perfect. And we are going to stamp that in our new acorn, which is a lovely color. It's a really nice accent. It's just a little bit different than toffee. And so I'm gonna, again, walk my stamp across my ink pad, not too much pressure. I don't want to get an edge on my stamp. And I'm just gonna kind of hold these together and just lay it and add some pressure to the tags and lift up. Well, there went one. Okay. Do I dare? I think what I'm going to do is do it this way. So all I have, and just press it down. There we go. That covered that gap for us. Okay, they don't really have to stay together anymore, but I want to get that design element going, and I wanted just some nice, fun background. Oops, shouldn't have done it on that. And this time I'm going to grab my shortbread. So as you can see, this is definitely going to be one of those cool fall cards. And don't forget to rotate your stamp. And this is when you definitely want to have rotation going. It doesn't have to cover all of it, but just as long as you get some design in there. This one I'm gonna, because I really don't want to go back on top too much, but I want to get that spot. And then let's take this one and do that. So it kind of looks like maybe the shafts, so the wind is blowing and the shafts are flying in the air, something like that, right? Something silly. Okay. Now, last month's Stamp of the Month had a really awesome, tiny, tiny, tiny happy birthday that I really like. It's just very straight, very simple, works in those little nooks and crannies, or crevices, I should say, whatever. And this is in our new jade. Isn't that a pretty green? Really pretty green. Okay. So we've built the card. So we're going to set this aside. And we're going to talk about the other elements of this card. So we have a standard card here. And this is a jade. Actually, the jade cardstock. This is the dark side. This is the light side. Let me see if I can grab something here so you can see them up close and personal. So see, there's the dark and the light. You can really get the contrast. And that's what I love about our cardstock, because it gives you that option. Maybe this was too dark for what you wanted to create, but this still keeps it in the same family. So it's strictly up to what you want to do. So that's jade. And then we had, not this, maybe last catalog, we had a embossing folder that was all leaves. And this is out of our brand new pumpkin. And so I have just ran it through the embossing folder, ran it through the machine, and it's just going to sit right here. Let me tell you this size. It's 2.5 by 5 1/4. So that is the size of that card. Then you're going to build your card. Oops, that's the middle. This is the top. And this is the bottom. And you're going to have a little gap, which is fine. I kind of like that. It kind of breaks it up, but yet your eye keeps flowing. And let me show you one that is done. So now this one was stamped in acorn, and this one was tone on tone. So this one is shortbread on shortbread. So you can see the difference depending on what contrast you want. And then I just, out of my stash, did some little thread that I had that had a little gold in it to kind of carry that theme. Added some gold gems. Isn't that cute? I think it's stinking cute. I think it's fun. All right. So there's a card. A fun card using some fun things. Okay, let's move on and clean up my stuff here so we don't get in trouble with the inks. All right, so that's gonna stay on there. This I'm pretty much sure I'm done with. So this goes on Design Elements. And I am actually done creating with this Harvest Blessing. So that is gonna go over here. Okay, and we'll move these over here. So let's create our next card. So our next card is done. Oh, yes. Our next card is done. Actually, you know what? Now that I say that, I don't know that well, we'll see. Okay. So this is a Stampin' Thin Cut, and this mailbox is to die for. I love the fence, the bucket, the wheelbarrow. Oh, it is such, I did say mailbox. So this is a fun stamp set. I'm sure it's gonna go by really fast. So I would not hesitate. I would get out on the website and get yours ordered if you so inclined. Love this stamp set as much as I did. And I wanted to take this little design here, which is like a little clump of grass, and I wanted to make a card. So our base on our card is going to be 3 3/4 by 5, and then we have 3 sheets of 1 1/2 by 3 1/2. We have a piece that's 1 1/2 by 4, and we have a piece that's 1 1/4 by 3 3/4. And this is just a super fun card, and super fast and easy. Doesn't take any time at all. So we're going to play with this little piece right here, and we're going to grab the Happy Birthday, and I'm actually going to stamp it so that I can come over the top with a shimmer brush towards the end. So I'm just gonna, again, walk it across, line it up, nothing fancy, and just kind of put it in the middle like that. Voila. Simple, 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 easy peasy. Then we're gonna take this little clump of grass, and we are going to grab a block, and we are going to do Second Generation of Harbor, hence why I have my little pad here. So this is first, this is second, and this is third. Does that make sense? So we're gonna take one layer off, and we're gonna walk across, and it doesn't have to be perfect, just so you can have I couldn't remember if I did that. Talk and try to remember that. Just so you have some kind of pattern going towards the end. So you have that. Okay, and so now we're going to take, and I'm going to put this on here, and I'm going to come in and do that third generation just to kind of fill in. Now, when you're using a dark ink and you want to do fill in like this, be sure that you go to third generation because you don't want it to be too showy. It's more of a subtle filler in than anything. So just like that, that is what it looks like. Pretty simple, right? Pretty fast, pretty easy. So let me, and we've done this pattern multiple times before. I'm going to show you this way here. So you can do this. Like this. And then this is going to get put on top of this. Okay. And then you're going to put it on a card base. So it will look like this. Now you're like, wait, that doesn't look right. I swapped the papers. So that gives you another option. I also mounted this up. This is where I took the little shortbread and brushed it over that and added some silver to carry in this tin look. Added some silver, you know me, it's got to have a little glitter gem. And so did that. But that is a cool variation. If you didn't want it to be so brown and dark, you could go more with the gray. All right. So there is that card. We're moving right along, aren't we? We're doing all right here. Okay. So the next card is it is die cut. So that takes a little bit of time, but we're going to play with this darling mailbox. When I saw this, I was just like, ooh, I like that. I like that. Okay. And I've already done, of course I have, the die cutting of the mailbox. This time I am going to do it on a foam. And I am doing it in Mocha ink. This is toffee. Yeah, this is toffee paper. And I'm going to do it in Mocha ink because I want that dark. I'm not too worried about getting a good impression on the mailbox because I'm going to show you something else here. And so we're just going to line this up. And it looks like that. Nothing wrong with that. There's nothing, absolutely nothing wrong with the way that looks. And then I have a mailbox that I've just cut out. So I'm going to go ahead and grab my charcoal ink, And this is on French vanilla. And I'm only doing the top of my stamp because I know I am going to trim it up. So voila, that is what that looks like. Because I wanted more color on here. And then I had my scissors here. I'm just going to carefully, and be sure to include those details around the mailbox right here. Can you see that when you're cutting? And you know, you're just going to kind of need to stay really close to the line. I already see I did a boo-boo, I think. Yep. Oh, nope, maybe not. Maybe I can get away with that. Oh. We'll see if I can get away with this. I might have fubbed it up a little bit here, but let's see. So then it's going to sit on this piece. Does that make sense? And you can come in after you adhere that and trim this little piece off here, which is what you need to do. And I'm just going to hold it, even though I don't have it anchored because I don't have it colored yet. But that just kind of keeps that in its place like that. And I don't like this pointy tail here, so I'm going to trim that up just a smidge. So then it still looks like it's sitting on the wood, okay? And then you're going to take a couple, you can use pencils, you can use markers, but I used markers, and I'm just double checking. Because I just want to kind of enhance what I'm doing. And I want to look what the medium is like versus the light. Okay, and I think on the mailbox I did, yeah. So the mailbox, I'm using the Ice Gray Blend. And I'm using the lighter side of it. And I am just going to color this in. Hard to color upside down. So as you can see, it's not a very dark gray, but it gives you some definition. And I'm just going to come over the little shadow parts a little bit more, just to give it a little bit more, okay? So there's that. Then I'm going to take the medium brown, and this is the Earth Brown Blend, so you guys can see that. And I'm just gonna lightly follow the mailbox post. Now you could go in here and get really fine and detailed. You can take the pencil and just do the highlighted parts. And I'm not worried about the grass because I'm gonna do that, but I am going to, yeah, come in with the darker shade. And just like I've talked about before, remember that the inks will absorb into the cardstock. So it's just giving you some definition, okay? And then let me get the green. It's gonna be Alpine green, and I think it's the middle one. Yep. And nothing fancy, just kind of follow those lines. Okay, and then this is going to just adhere on there. You're going to adhere it on there. You can come down a little bit more like that. So that is the prep work that you need to do for your mailbox. Let me show you. These are the fences that are part of that die cut. You don't usually have to do what I'm doing, but I had done so many. Oh, that one's going to need a little help, so let me set that aside and grab another one here really quick. One ready to go. Okay, so get all these little pieces picked up. They're not part of the program, right? All these little scraps that I have. Okay, so you have two fences, and I did do the fences on the dark side. And then what's really cool, you get two little rails that go with this. So when you build your fence, you can put the lighter color on the rails. Doesn't that make it pop a little bit more? I think it does. I think it adds a lot of definition. So there you go. So that's how your fence goes. All right, so let's get all my little pieces out of the way here. And let's build the card for you. So this is actually, I'm not even going to build it. This is what your card looks like. You'll have a piece that is 1.5 by 5.5, 1.5 by 5.5. So two of those because you need two different patterns. And this is a 1/4 inch by 5.5, and that is sage. So I built it like this, put this on, and then this on, okay? So pretty easy, pretty simple. And then I got that done, and before I put my fence and my mailbox up, I took our Operation Smile stamp set, which has this darling little stitched cloud, and I stamped a couple clouds. And I don't know if it picks up in there, but I did take a little bit of shimmer brush around them after I built the card. And then I used that same happy birthday out of this set here and did it that in second generation of Harbor, which is what the clouds are stamped in also. So I don't know, I just thought it was a super cute card. I thought it was lots of fun. You could go to town on this and just create all kinds of cool cards using that stamp set. Okay, whew. One more to go. All right, ladies. Let's see what we got for you here. Oh, this next one is playing with our stencil that is featured in our catalog. This is a stencil that shows you, you color this section in one color, this section in another color, this section in a color, and this section in a color. And then you rotate the sample or the stencil, and you take that color that you used here, not the color. So you're rotating the stencil and your colors around, if that makes sense. So you're going to do the flowers, the little tiny flowers, the leaves, and the dots. And then you're going to do it again, rotating the colors again, and again, rotating the colors and adding your color. Now, to help you make sure that you are using the right side of your stencil, be sure and put your initials up in a top corner or somewhere. And you want to use a Sharpie, something that doesn't wipe off, so that you know that's always your top piece and you don't get confused. Hopefully that makes sense to you. But that's what I did, and I did a whole sheet of color with that. And this, I cut it up, but this is what I cut. And so I had used Sundance, paprika, pumpkin, and sage, and kind of kept in that fall look of themes. And then I took, this is, oops, sorry, siren's going here. This is a Stampin' Thin Cut, these sayings. So you get all these wonderful sayings. And I had stamped, I want to show you how crisp that is. Carefully roll that up so you're not tearing and pulling on it and twisting it. Then I don't know about you, but I just find it's easier to lay my word on a line so that I can hopefully get it close. And I have used this stamp, and I need my Mocha ink to keep with that wonderful theme. And I definitely know I need a pad. And again, I'm just kind of walking my ink or my stamp across my ink pad. And I'm checking to make sure I like the coverage on my stamp. And I'm going to lay it down and add even pressure. Not too much, not rocking my block. Just, and then I'm going to peel it off, and voila, it looks like that. Pretty cool, isn't it? Okay, so let's show you what the finished card looks like. Oh, I should tell you, I do have some sizes here. So this is a piece of Sundance, which is 2 by 5 1/4. This is an old paper, and you might have it in your stash. I just like this copper color. I thought it went with the fall theme. So it's a 1/2 inch by 5 1/2. Then this piece is 1 3/4 by 4, and you're also going to take your corner rounder. I chose to do this on the dark side. Now, depending on what your paper is that you choose to create and recreate these cards, you might want the lighter side. It doesn't really matter, whatever works for you. And then you have your pattern paper, which is 2 1/4 by 5 1/2. So those are the elements you need to build this wonderful, fun card. Doesn't that just sing happy birthday? I think it's kind of fun for the fall. And then I use some of my gold thread out of my stash, some pearls out of my stash, but it carries that theme for you to it gives you a fall vibe with creating your own paper, which you can do with any color your choices you want. And so I do have one here that I wanted to show you a comparison. So this is Seabrook Glacier Rosemary. What was my other color? Oh, hopefully I wrote it on the back. I did, look at that. Oh, and Mist. So this is more of a blue tone, but see how that changes? That's what's so cool about that stencil. I love the stencils because you have a lot of variety and a lot of fun you can do with this stencil. And so here's a card we created, gave you a different variation. Let me show you all the cards so you have that and you can remember what fun we had. Let's see, where's that card at? Well, I'm missing a card. I must have hid it from myself. It got up and walked away. How rude. Oh, I know it's here. It's just went out of sight here really quick. Isn't that bizarre? Okay, that is funny, really funny. Well, there is one more card, and it was it's this card. I was looking for the wrong card. No, I have that one, this one, this one. What card am I missing? Oh, that is silly. Oh, this card. Hi, hi, hi. All right, ladies, there are the 5 cards we created. All right, so this is always a fun class. I love card class. I love my scrapbooking class just as much. And so this is for the month of October. These are the cards we're creating, and I look forward to it. See what you guys create, because I would love to see if you choose a different color than what I did. So, all right, ladies, have a good one.